here 3v3 Estia Province. Blue team, look at this lineup. We have Codex as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura alongside him. Mathis is a force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is Ultramarines but not DLC. And rounding off the blue team is Dark Riku, rocking a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins with an energy shield. Red team, we've got Adila, plays an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Lots of great buffs for her army and some debuffs and crowd control for her enemies. And alongside a whole bunch of Orks, we have Toilailee, plays a Mekboy teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also disrupt, support, build structures and repair. And the mighty Tex rounding off the red team as a Warboss, melee commander that walks through cover, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Who is this west side then? Adila versus Codex, Farseer versus Apothecary. Howling Banshees on the field for Adila, tactical marines behind cover, shooting the crap out of Dire Avengers. The Farseer moves in to try and tie them up now. Apothecary's there though. Generally you want to focus down the Apothecary, and that's a lot easier for Eldar than some other factions because they have those Howling Banshees that can knock him over and cause all sorts of problems. Farseer still chasing these tactical marines and all the Eldar chasing behind. Kicking off towards the east though, Commissar Lord being chased down by sluggers, double shooters with the Dakar, double shooters of both Toilailee and Tex. Mekboy in there trying to force melee combat and a sentinel, I think. Very, very orky thing to do. Warboss smacks it with a chain axe, and there's the stomp, and it should be able to get away with that. Yes, just about perhaps. With 4 shooter squads and that Mekboy pouring a Dakar in. That sentinel might not last too long. Force commander of Mathis now getting stuck into sluggers, tactical marines in melee combat with them. Marines are pretty good in melee combat for a ranged squad, but nevertheless don't really want to fight sluggers at level 1. 437, 500. Stomp in retreat path, trying to hold up those tactical marines, but didn't work. Double tactical marines from Mathis. Not something you often see alongside a force commander, so we'll see what he does with that. Force commander does have a very good global buff that you don't often see that much for the Emperor. Really great to use on las cannons and stuff to try and get some vehicle kills. 421, 500. Warboss charging around, being really annoying here. Gonna get stomped, there we go. And Shooter Boys getting shot to pieces by las guns. These guys capping the natural victory point of blue team, and they managed to do so, but it's some heavy losses on those shooters there. 3 for each squad. Sentinel now tanking the Warboss's axe. This thing is a tier 1 vehicle, but it actually has heavy infantry armor, which is why normal melee weapons and piercing weapons can damage it effectively. It's forced off. There is the Warboss, and blue team can take their natural back. West side though, Banshees forced off by the Apothecary and Assault Marines. That was nasty, lost all but 1 model. Farseer also forced off. Now the Assault Marines in amongst Dire Avengers, and this is gonna be a sweep from Codex, and they might be able to come through and bash some power. No sign of a flamer. In fact, it doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's going to come and defend his own power. That's what he's going to do. Sluggers smacking on it. Sneaky Toilailee. And they take one down. Awesome play. And they need to retreat through double tactical marines, and a force commander should be fine, but might lose a model. No, they don't even lose a model. Assault Marines on the field for Mathis. Double CSM. Double tactical marines, I should say. Heresy into an Assault Marine squad is very, very strong tier 1. Very expensive, but very strong, and sets you up quite nicely for tier 2. Lots of options for you there. Catachans on the field for Dark Riku. Very versatile squad. Have these shotguns, good in melee combat though. They can counter melee squads and disrupt from range. What is this though? It's Riku pushing against power, or at least thinking about it. Looters on the field for Tex. Storm Boys and Looters. Not a build you see very often. You don't really see looters and stormboys in the same tier 1 for an orc player. Commissar Lord, no war gear yet. We might see Aura of Discipline for this guy to support Mathis's Marines, especially since they're low model squads. They will be healed a lot by Aura of Discipline, but also support his own guys. Stormboy's jumping in. Shotgun blast from the Catechans, and they're going to use that to retreat probably, or at least back off. Here we go. Stormboy's chasing. Commissar Lord has tied up the looters, but can he get away from this position? Stormboy's in retreat path. That was fantastic play from Riku. The old reliable came in out of nowhere from the Catechans, disrupting the Stormboys, and that allows the Commissar Lord to get away just about. 29 hit points. Sluggers here being shot to pieces. He's going to lose his squad, I think. This is Tex's Slugger Boys, and down they go. Banshees forcing off the Apothecary, who's fully kitted out here for the Codex. Sanguine Chainsword, Armour of Purity, and Purification Rites. Some talk about Purification Rites on the forums. Is it worth the cost? It's nice to knock back on your heals, but you're paying a lot for that single knockback, which depends on another ability going off. Is it 30 power or is it 25? I think it's 25, which I suppose is okay. I mean, I'm not an Apothecary player, but we'll see how Codex does with it here. 389, 407. I can see why vials are a lot more popular than these Purification Rites at the moment, though. 2-to-1 cap.
Deploying flamers.
I suppose Purification Rites, that disruption is always useful throughout the entire game, and it's something that's passive. It's not costing the Apothecary more energy, but would be nice to see it give him some kind of other ability or passive improvement of some kind. I'm not sure what. 389, 389 is tied up completely. 2-to-1 for blue team, and Riku is pushing through, looking at his power, I assume, but his double shooters again he runs into, and look at the damage on that Sentinel. All reliable comes in to disrupt them. Blue team have their power under pressure now as well. Looters tied up in melee combat by the scouts. Assault Marines with a late jump there find nothing, and the Sluggers do get away. Hounding Banshees moving in out of nowhere with their fleet, chasing down the Apothecary. There's the Wolf Shout as well. That's scary stuff. Mathis now with some support alongside his brother Marines. That's 3 tactical Marine squads, 2 of them in flamers with Force Commander Battle Cry support, and he's gone for the Power Sword, and that makes his Battle Cry even better. Gives him a 15% damage buff to nearby allies per swing. There's another swing, so you can stack it up to 45%, maybe even 60% if you're lucky. 371, 379, and alongside double tactical Marines, that could be nasty. Also has Artificer and Iron Halo, so he's going to be very tanky as well. Iron Halo's up right now, as you can see. Mekboy teleporting ahead and decapping. This wreck point decapped. I'm not sure if Riku managed to bash a generator. I don't think he did. He's gone for the Aura of Discipline. Warboss taking shots. Looters are there though, with that massive death gun of theirs. But here we see these frag missiles, which are pretty damn awesome. Now look at the speed compared to how ridiculously slow they were before. Well overdue change, I think, for that missile launcher. 332, 379. Remains to be seen if Keltos will tweak it further now that it's got that faster projectile speed. I'm not sure. I don't think though. Don't think so. Doesn't seem to be a problem with it at the moment. Tactical Marines level 2 for Codex, backing away. Codex, the last player to go tier 2 after completely kitting out his Apothecary. He's actually floating here though. 307, 379. That was a bit of a weird jump from the Assault Marines, but they're in amongst Sluggers and Stick Bombers, and Stick Bombers are pretty damn good in melee combat. They're backing off there though. Apothecary chasing down the Mekboy, trying to, but there's the levitation field from the gravity blade. Gonna throw him back and do some damage. Also has Armor of Fortune and Spirit Stones. Wow, that is a lot of support she has there. Guide, Fortune and Spirit Stones to all use. 265. Oh, the ability is actually called Spiritual Rights. I never actually noticed that before. There you go. 257, 379, 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Sluggers and Banshees running in on your Marines. That is not a sight you want to see as a Space Marine player. These ladies now with their Exarch gives them that Executioner Spear model because of aspect of strength. The Force Commander goes down. Riku keeping the pressure up here on this power. Weird Boy now up for Tex, replacing one of the generators there. Sentinel continues to throw those missiles in. Commissar Lord just hanging back and supporting with his aura of discipline right now. No need for him to push in. Farseer goes down. Banshee's forced off. There's some stick bombs flying in. Did they get a model? They did not get a model. There's a heal from the Apothecary. Sluggers are now in amongst the Assault Marines. The heal has already been used. That's a very good grenade though. Sluggers perhaps lucky not to be completely wiped by that grenade there. There's a lot of pressure on Codex. That power's completely wiped. Can they decap it as well? Maybe even decap this wreck point, which is pretty annoying. It's a 2-to-1 cap for the red team, but here is Riku decapping their natural. Tex now pushing back. What does he have on his Warboss? The boss pole is up. Sentinel throwing some more missiles in. Looters and double shooters laying in the range fire. What is this though? That's a Manticore strike. Storm Eagle goes off, kills a whole bunch of models even though it caught them in retreat there. Here is the Manticore, long range artillery piece. Huge damage, but you need to manually target each missile. And it's very, very weak, just 275 hit points on that thing. Assault Marines have their Sergeant. And do we have Sergeants on? Oh, we have Sergeant on one of the Tactical Marine squads. Most likely he wants Stone Guard veterans for those guys. Autark drop on her own Shuriken. Obviously aiming for the Assault Marines there, but they dodged her. Some model losses on the Dire Avengers, but there is a leap heal from the Autark. She has some really good support, in fact. And has speed as well. She's a really good sub-commander, I think. Sentinel decapping as he does. Very, very annoying. 195, 368, single cap for red team Death Dread on the field for Tex. He's going for burners. And is he going to flank around and hit this power of the blue team down here? 191, 368. He's going to flank between the buildings and the stairs, I think, and go for that power. And those burners will burn them down very, very quickly. Farseer with the levitation field. Wow, caught the Tactical Marines in there as well. And the scouts. In fact, it was just the scouts and the Assault Marines. Where are the Tacs? They're in a garrison injury, you fool. Autark taking shots, needs to retreat. That's a passive leap there before she retreated. 191, 368 Whirlwind on the field for Mathis. Good disruption, though a bit random. Can it hit these Dire Avengers? 191, 368. There we go. Well, hit one of them and forces the rest off because of all the Marines in their face. Death Dread is still making its way down. I think it burnt down that in the meantime. Yep, Tex asking for the global vehicle speed increase from the Mekboy. Did he get it? He did get it. 191, 362 Codex has a Dreadnought on the field. And here comes Mathis now pushing against the middle of the map, which he hasn't done for a while. Red team have been doubling the west side quite a lot, and it's been Riku versus Tex on their own pretty much on the east. So now it's been mixed up a little bit. Stick bombers and sluggers catching those Assault Marines. That was nasty. Death Dread leaves the... Oh, he's looking for the Manticore. That's what he's doing. 191, 346. Manticore's back at base right now. Look at the Dakar. And there's the Warp Vomit as well. That's nasty. Units taking extra damage when they're stunned, I believe. I'm not sure if that's just the Warp Vomit stun or all stuns. I believe it's all stuns, so that Dakar was extra painful there. Aiming, what's that, on the Force Commander. His shield goes up. Doesn't stop him getting suppressed, but allows it to tank a bunch of shots from these Orks. Mekboy gets away. Weird Boy living dangerously here. Manticore went off. I think I heard it, but I didn't see where it went. Here is the Manticore moving up slowly. Death Dread is still alive from Tex and backing away. Battle Wagon on the way for Toilailee. Good luck with that, red team. Blue team, I should say. We have the Assault Cannon on the Dreadnought. 1 and 1, 330, 2-to-1 cap. Generators being burnt down here. Lots and lots of power ass on both sides. Right lance on the field for Adila to try and deal with this Dreadnought. And look at this, infiltrated scouts being very annoying and decapping the wreck point, but they don't decap it. Orks jumping in just in time and stops the decap. Shotgun blast and they retreat. Here comes some stun bombs. And that does stun the Dreadnought, as you see there, very short amount of time. Right lance getting tons of DPS, but here come the Assault Marines to tie up. And Stick Bombers there to try and counter initiate. They actually have a huge amount of melee skill, these guys. 80 melee skill. But there is Angel of Death, which prevents knockback anyway. As well as that 50% damage resistance. What died up here was the Commissar Lord. Looters forced off by Catatrons, fully upgraded now with their Sarge, gives them that melter gun. 1 and 1, 292. Storm Boys with user choppers in retreat. So made him use his red and his global, and he didn't get any payoff with it from the looks of it. Whirlwind now in the middle being annoying. 191, 283 Battle Wagon on the field for Toilailee, the master of the Battle Wagon play. Loaded it up with his entire army, and he's going to go to town with it here. There's the Death Roller. 191, 274 also has a charging Death Roller ability, which is just as painful. Look at this. When you catch retreating squads with it, it just demolishes them. 1 and 1, 267. And there's the Mech Global as well. And the Death Dread takes down the Manticore with it. Nice team play from the Orks. That was an improvised explosive going off, I believe. Stick bombs in retreat path. Ouch, that was a really good passage of play from the Orks. Forced off blue team entirely. Or maybe not. Whirlwind still around. Force Commander's level to 3. It's gone for the Thunderhammer now. Assault Marine's level 2. Death Dread burning stuff down, but might die here. Hunter Killer has been used already. There's the Crack Missile going in. Melter Bomb's already gone off. Melter Gun from the Catatrons is going off. He's just trying to burn down the generators before it's died. It does do it as well. That's good play from the Death Dread. Down it goes, but he wiped the farm. Warp Vomit forcing off the Force Commander. You might have seen right at the top of the screen there. 189, 248. What is this? Orks capping, has her spear. Is that the singing spear for the Farseer? It is. Not something you see all that often. Runes of Reaping also up. Replacing her Spirit Stones for now. Look at this though from the Battle Wagon. The mobility of this thing is what makes it hard to deal with, because trying to set up las cannons and stuff to hit it is perhaps not as easy as shooting at a Land Raider and stuff. Was that some friendly fire from the Death Roller? I think it was. There's a time field now, just to be extra annoying. Tank Buster Barrage finishes off the Dreadnought. Beautiful play from Toilailee. Gets back inside and drives away, I assume. 141, 248. 2-to-1 for red team, looking pretty strong right now. But Riku has a baneblade. That changes things a lot. Force Commander goes after the Battle Wagon, but he's only got a Thunderhammer. Doing some damage on rear armor though there. Melter Bomb has gone off, and here comes the baneblade. Boom! Las Cannon's going off, the Mega Battle Cannon going off. Gonna get some rear arm hits now as well. Big damage, but the Battle Wagon uses its mobility with the Mekboy Global to get away, and then found some guardsmen to grind up. 114, 248. 3 units inside there. The Battle Wagon becomes more effective when you have a unit inside. All of its guns fire and it gets extra speed. 106, 248. 2-to-1 cap for the red team still. Now blue team pushing mid quite hard here. Mathis initiating with Assault Marines. Battle wagon lives, just about lives. 99,248. Look at this, Sentinel trying to finish it off with crack missiles, but the beamy looter's getting shots, and it's going to have to back off. So the battle wagon does live. Looter's suppressing the force commander here. Codex with a librarian on the way. 88,248. Apothecary is level 3. Now has combat stims. Did he have combat stims before? I thought he had purity. Well, he has them now. He has combat stims. Tactical Marines decapping. The west side, slightly surprised not to see any Stern Guard veterans on the field against Eldar and double Orks. I thought we'd for sure see some. Yes, the battle wagon is alive. Warboss decapping, has the heavy armor now, and he's up, hovering around 2,000 hit points at level 2. That thing gives plus 900 hit points, which is far and away the most of any of the armor war gears. The second, I believe, is Armor of Pestilence for the Plague Champion, which gives plus 600. Howling Banshees run into a baneblade, which is not a good idea. Marines and scouts there also. Retreat grenade. Nope. 83,227. I don't think they have the energy. Bright Lance getting shots on infantry, which doesn't really work. Can use the Scorch, of course. Time field there. That's good play. Gonna allow the Bright Lance to get away. And the Farseer, as you can see, can still attack in the time field. And apparently she's the only unit that can, which I suppose makes sense. It's her ability, of course. Level 3 Farseer. She's done reasonably well with this gravity blade. More so just annoy stuff. Levitating it in the air at inopportune times and throwing it aside. 83,224. What's this? Nob Squad making a run at the Lehman Rust that is over here, but they are shut down by the Catechans. Commissar Lord with Aura of Discipline only still. Warp Vomit. Beamy Death Gun trying to get shots in. Where's that baneblade at? He's gone over to the west side now. And it might be very difficult for Red Team to push back here. We have a Whirlwind. Codex's strong infantry army with Apothecary support with a leveled up level 3 Sentinel. We have a baneblade and a repair bunker supporting those things. Red Team might want to focus on the middle, because Adila has everyone over here pretty much, or bits of everyone. Toilailee avoiding it and pushes mid. 83,194. Can Blue Team come back into this game? A Land Raid Redeemer now on the way. That's a good sign. Battle Wagon Death Roller giving Guardsmen. Tank Busters getting rear arm hits on the Lehman Rust. Now there's stun bombs. Beautifully played by Toilailee. What are you meant to do against that? Dark Butcher getting the Lehman Rust away as fast as he can. Looks like it might survive here, unless he just chases into the HQ, which he might do, and down it goes. It does go down. That is such an effective vehicle hunter. Tank Busters inside a battle wagon, because the battle wagon's also getting shots with its main weapon, which does good damage. He's not giving up here. Here comes Tex to help bash with his Storm Boys. Still level 1, these guys. He's the player with knobs, and in fact Toilailee has a knob squad on the way, and Adila has an avatar on the way, so we might get a very explosive finish here. 83,157 knob squad for Tex. Getting their huge hammers. They have their Mina and Green already. Frenzy, of course, being buffed in beta 10 now, lasts 10 seconds, up from 7. Helps them get in and do damage a bit better than before. Warboss level 2 has gone for the Power Claw, so he is a fearsome close combat commander right now. But here's the Land Raider Redeemer. That's a big zap gun shot though. Boom! Wow. Land Raider backing the hell away from that. Here's the Baneblade. Riku being quite mobile with his Baneblade, taking it here and there. We might get a massive engagement here. Here comes a Knob Squad, 2 Knob Squads, supported by a Weird Boy, a bunch of Eldar stuff, a Baneblade, a Land Raider behind everything, Whirlwind, bunch of Marines, and here comes the Battle Wagon as well, if that wasn't enough stuff. It's kicking off big time. 83,121. tank buster barrages flying in, absolute chaos here. There's the levitation field, which caught the librarian, who he might go down now because banshees are chasing him. Wailing doom from the avatar coming into play, knocking stuff flying. Double knobs chasing the baneblade. That is the super tough beam from the Mekboy. Really awesome defensive buff. 76-121. That was an awesome engagement. Avatar now whacking on a Land Raider Redeemer. 72-121. Land Raider, basically a mobile base in its functionality, allows you to reinforce retreat to it and gives you some health regen. Nob Squad being wiped out there, chased by assault marines, and a Land Raider lives. Codex lost a bunch of stuff, but so did Tex there, it seems. And blue team, I think, still looking pretty good. Land Raider and baneblade both surviving. Might want another repair bunker in the middle somewhere, perhaps. Get some setup team and put it inside. Vanguard veterans on the field for Mathis. First company assault marines get a bunch of power weapons. Lightning Claw, Thunderhammer with that knockback chance, and 2 power swords. They can also swap that Thunderhammer out for a Power Fist. I don't think he will though. He wants that Thunderhammer to try and go up against the knobs a little bit and merciless strike them in the face and stuff. You lose your Melter Bomb though when you get Vanguard. Yes, your text, your knobs did go down. 62-101. Land Raider being repaired by scouts. And that bunker as well. Blue team looking very strong on the west side still. Codex pushing his luck, seeing what's going on up here. Banshees in amongst tactical marines, now going straight after the Apothecary. And he's forced to retreat. They can just retreat back to the Land Raider though, so it's not a big deal. Fire Prism on the field for Adila. 62-81. 2-to-1 cap for blue team. Red team have huge armies, but blue team have awesome units on the field. Leveled up marines left and right. Pretty dangerous commanders as well. Commissar Lord now has the Fist of Brockus, and he's getting the Emperor's Wrath. Bane, this battle wagon I should say, is still alive, taking a shot from the baneblade. This thing needs repairs badly, I'm sure. Red team would love to have a repair bunker. Stun bombs, is that flying in? Yes. Assault Terminators on the field from Mathis. Improvised explosive went off. 62-58. Battle wagon goes down. Nob Squad was inside it though, and they've been delivered to the front lines. Are these assault terminators getting claws? They're not. Massive engagement again. And blue team look like they're gonna win it. They just can't push against a baneblade and a Land Raider with all of this support. Not to mention this repair bunker there. It's basically pointless to push the west side, I think. They need to try and drag the blue team around, push the middle. Nob Squad are banging their head against this baneblade, literally. Toilailee retreats them, and I think they will get away. Vanguard veterans getting some model losses on them. Almost level 2. What's going on? Oh, they've stolen it.
We have failed to capture the target.
Level 4 Warboss, 85 hit points. Good grief. Nob Squad there, everything buffed by that boss pole. 31-58. Here comes the baneblade. There's the double cap. Can they win this, red team, because of this cap here? That's a rocket run, is it? It is. Smack. Really nicely hit one as well. That might wipe both those shooters. Nope. Oh, call the boys from Tex at just the right time. That is amazing usage of that global. Such a powerful global. And there's an orbital from Mathis, I assume. But there is the game. A single cap winning it for red. Because they also somehow decapped this. Was that Adila being very sneaky? Don't tell me the D-cannon capped it and retreated. Something decapped it and retreated. Avatar was still stalking around. One awesome game. Massive amounts of action in the middle and on that west side. Orbital was going off just too late. Tex being very sneaky and capping this point when everyone was busy fighting the west side. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.